Hi, my name is Garrett Winchilla. Today we're going to be working on quill.org. Quill.org is essentially a virtual English classroom used to enhance or review basic English concepts used in writing. On the class notebook on the Canvas page for Ed 161, I uploaded a help guide, sort of a tutorial to sign up and also to create a classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to my account, where I already created an account and a classroom. And here if I go to classes, I have one example 7th grade English classroom. Now this class code here you would use when your students would log in. They would use this class code as they were logging in, and they would become enrolled into your course. So over here in Assign Activities, you're able to assign activities to each of your students. So I'll just click on a featured activity pack, for example, just to describe what happens. So the starter diagnostic pack, it explains over here all of your basic English concepts it will go over, and then who should take it, obviously. And then what happens afterwards. So the big one here is you'll get an analysis report for each student. So if you were to assign to all your students, you'd see the grade they got, how well they did, if they need work on certain things. Or if you just wanted to assign it to custom students, if you feel like certain students need extra practice, you can assign as extra practice. And you would get an analysis report on each student that took it. Another cool thing about quill.org is if I come over here to assign activities, and if you really want to use quill.org but you feel that none of the featured activity packs match up with your lesson plan, you can come here to explore all activities. And what's cool here is, say you are working on the lesson 1 of articles, and in the same chapter you're going to be working on past progressive tense of verbs and apostrophes, just for example. And there was no featured activity pack that had all 3 of those together. What you could do is select all 3 of those on the right there, scroll down here, and you see all of them here, and you can go ahead and create an entire personal activity pack that you can assign to your class that matches with your lesson plan. So let's see, I'll name this Lesson 1. And we come down here, select the class, or if I were to select certain students, unfortunately I don't have any students enrolled in my class, but if I wanted to select certain students, I could go ahead and select by student. And I come down here and I will assign it. A unique name. Oh, lesson 1 must already exist. 7th grade English. Sorry about that. Come down here, assign, and you'll see up in my activities, come down here and I'll have lesson 1 or 7th grade English lesson. And I'll be able to follow along. If I were to launch the lesson, I'll be able to follow along and see which student completed it, how each student is doing. If I come up here to student reports, I'm able to follow the summary of each activity, the analysis of each activity, the scores, and I'm able to follow along and see how each individual student is doing. So that's really all I have today on Quill. I hope this helped you guys, and see ya.